Hey, okay, sorry. That whole fucking thing just knocked over, and then this thing just stuff. That's whatever. Anyway, so as I was saying, all right, going into next week. So I'm just gonna take a piece of paper, and you guys can't really see it, but just marking out the days. Just big enough for me and Jeff to be able to see it at a glance. So that way we can, it's kind of like, the whole reason why I started doing this is because, like, when the kids were in school, they had a lunch schedule every day at school. And I felt bad because the kids would come home and what's the first question they ask? What's for fucking supper? So I was like, all right, well, how about I make a meal plan just like they do with the kids, at school, because the kids are used to having that consistency and knowing what they're going to have, right? So I liked it personally, knowing what I was going to have. And then I was trying to figure out a way to make it so this way I can make it last longer. So I made 7 spaces across the bottom. So you know. I like having the consistency too. So I was able to make it to where I was able to feed all 6 of the kids and, well, 6 people on $70 a week. So a lot of bulk buying. But this is also pre-COVID, so don't quote me on that. So I know for a fact that, anyway, getting back to the meal plan, I know for a fact that we have certain kinds of meats, so I'm just going to write them down, right? So next week's Monday is the 13th. So the 13th. Oh, another thing is too is Jeff is a retired I forget the specific name for it, but he worked with the jailhouses. I can't remember what it's called now. Anyway, he was over the kitchens in the jailhouses, and or the jailhouse here, and so he's used to having it to where you order and do whatever in bulk. So he's used to the same thing as me, and making it to where you have a certain requirements for certain price ranges and stuff like that. Same thing as us. We have a budget we have to follow. So they have budgets and all this stuff, and that's part of Tuesday also is budgeting. And so and also I'm kind of like 50s vibe minded, like 50s housewife vibe minded. Not really, but kind of. I was raised by my grandparents, so like their aesthetic kind of like trickled into my everyday, and I'm very grateful for that. So having a having a little bit structured household for me is a little more of a requirement than I feel like most people. But at the same time, I have like a completely unstructured household, so it's kind of crazy. But so I'm gonna write down all of the first items are all of the meats that we have. And then trying to think if we have chicken. If not, then I'll just change it later. Hey, baby.
This is for bad breath.
This town ain't big enough for the two of us there, partner.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's trying to spray me with a spray bottle. All right. So, for example, like, pork, beef, chicken, fish, turkey. I like to leave open a random, but also like pizza, whatever you want to put on there. I don't know. Burgers. I don't know. But if you're a meat eater, or if you're a non-meat eater, then the artificial, whatever, printed 3D DNA structured nonsense that they want us to eat for the eternity of our existence on this planet until we all die. So, I'm going to keep one day as random. Like the one night a week that you want to have cereal for supper, or pancakes or something, like breakfast for dinner. So the second part of it, is the vegetables. So I do have salad in there that I need to use up. So I'm going to have it tonight, but this plan is for next week. So I can't put salad on the plan for next week because I'm not going to have it unless I go and get it, right? So if I start off with what I have already, that's not already planned out, then we'll be all right. So, like, say, for example, today's Wednesday, right? So, that's strong.
What?
It's like making me cough. Anyway, I'm going to put all of those in the first listing. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay. So I know for a fact that, like, for example, we've got beans. We have salad right now, but I'm not going to add that to this list. But if I did want to add it, I'd add it to the order list, which I most likely will end up adding it to the order list, and add it into this for this next week. So for the first one on Monday, since today is not Monday, so it's Wednesday, I'm going to put salad as a thing, and I'm going to go ahead and add that to my order list. So first thing on my order list for vegetables, because I already have meats. So all the meats that I have, I'm going to double check the inventory amount number and make sure that I have enough for next week. If I don't, then I'll go ahead and reorder. But for vegetables, I'm going to go ahead and add salad. And then, just kind of continue the same concept of whatever it is, even if it's a canned vegetable or whatever. Which I don't think they have canned salad, do they? I wouldn't put it past them. They used to do a thing where you'd bring a salad in a jar to work. I remember I used to do that. It was like a Pinterest thing. They might still do it. I don't know. You just put all of your salad ingredients into this mason jar, right? Or you could put like the dressing in the top or something. I don't know. Anyway. So you put the salad in the mason jar, right? Like all of your dry ingredients. Then you put saran wrap and you dip it like a little well down in there, right? you pour the salad dressing in the little well, and then you cover it with the mason jar lid, so it holds the plastic and the salad and everything together. And then you just bring it to work with you. Doesn't work for hot jobs that well, especially if you have to leave it in the truck during the day when it's like 105 outside. Just saying. But for me, office job or something like that, where you have a refrigerator, it's not so bad, I guess, as long as other people don't get into it. Which I don't think anybody's gonna want to steal your salad. I could be wrong. So trying to think of what other vegetables we have. So I'm going to run down that with the rest of the vegetables. And then the last one is the carbs, right? So for this one, I put on here, for examples, was like grains, rice, cornbread, pasta, stuff like that. Again, goes back to checking your diet and making sure that your diet is okay to put these things in there. So, okay, so I'm going to put grains and then rice. Chicken, beans, and cornbread tonight sounds pretty good to me. So, turkey tacos. Which I make mine like regular tacos. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't do it like that. Let's see, pasta. And then, basically run down the same listing. And then, if you want to, you can add appetizers and desserts or whatever, however you want to do it. And so sometimes I like to do that one-off special item that you get whenever you go grocery shopping. I like to add things that are interesting that maybe we haven't tried before. Or maybe, that either one of us have tried before, but maybe we haven't tried it together or something like that. But type of stuff. So it keeps it interesting, and it also makes it easier for that, time where you have to say what's for supper. And then also for yourself, you don't have to try to figure it out. You already have it done. It's already figured out for you. And then if you wanted to, really what I could do is I have a prep day. When I go grocery shopping is the same day as my prep day. As soon as I go grocery shopping, I come home and I sort out all of the things, prep it, cut it, split it, bag it, prep, whatever, put it up for whatever meals or whatever that I have planned. And then whatever's left over is great because then I have stockpile. So always date your bags and put them in deep freezers, please, for the love of God. So permanent marker, people, permanent marker. So I don't know how many times I've written in pen and then it just like wiped off and you have no idea what the hell it is and you're afraid to eat it and it just stays in there for the next 17 years. So let's see, because you're afraid to throw it out because you're gonna get in trouble if you throw it out. So what was I gonna say? So yeah, you basically just do the rundown. You have that. And as you can tell, I already have gaps for the first little bit. So whatever I have gaps of is what I'm going to make my now grocery list out of. And this part is where you can add things like Google searches for recipes or Pinterest or wherever you get your recipes from. I don't even know. Tell me. Give me a link. So yeah. And then, because of the fact that I've already done the inventory, I've done the grocery list, I've done the meal planning, now when it comes down to the prepping, I already have my recipe list for whatever meal it is for that specific day and how long it has to take and how long until I have to use it. Because you have expiry dates, first in, first out kind of idea. Clean as you go, making sure that everything is pulled forward whenever you have items that are stockpiled or freezer items, deep freezer items, just make sure they're in rotation so this way you don't make you or whoever sick. And then I've been having to get reminded by Jeff a lot of times of not leaving containers open when you put them in the refrigerator. That is a bad habit of mine, and I have to break myself of that. He keeps reminding me about like botulism and like diseases and stuff like that. And I know it, but it's just like, it's a habit and I have to break myself of it. So certain levels of living put into a mindset of a certain way of being. And when you're no longer living that life, which I hope all of us start living better lives, then, you know, you have to break that habit of whatever it was that you were doing before. So if you want to move forward. So yeah. Jeff bet me that I wouldn't make that bag of candy last until the new year. Ha! January 8th, and I still got half a jar. I'm just messing. I always steal them from Planet Fitness anyways, so. Okay. Also, well, at least on this one, I didn't leave room on this one, but at the bottom of it, you can write extras and starting of a grocery list. You know, those one-off items that you just happen to find out that you run out of in the middle of the week or day. And you realize, oh crap, I need that. So yeah, we're going to have a good year this year. Everybody's going to start moving forward. Things are going to be very financially blessed, and family time and everything is going to be good. Our health is going to be good. Happiness, safety, and security. All 2025. And that is my intention band. So yeah. Ta-da! Yeah. All right. So now I'm on the grocery list ordering site. And like I said, there's a lot of spaces in this little meal plan thing. So, like, for example, I already have Monday filled out, which is that. And then Tuesday has a little gap in vegetables. So I'm going to look at what the rest of the week is and see if there's a vegetable that I can match with another one so I don't waste it. And that way I can buy in bulk. I wonder if this thing works anymore. There used to be this vintage housewife's like calendar type thing. It was like an everyday planner for a 50s housewife. I don't know, it's kind of cool. I found it on one of the YouTube people's websites. Here. Vintage housewife daily routine. That one's not found. Hold on. Sidetracked. Can you tell I have like ADHD or some shit? Don't we all have ADHD now? Isn't that like a thing, or is that now Asperger's? We all have Asperger's. It's official. We're all bipolar. We're all whatever you want it to be. We're all human beings, and we all have emotions, and that's what it is. We all think differently, and that's okay. Just don't forget that. All right. Clearly, I saved it somewhere, so it's in my documents. Because the link that I have does not exist anymore, and I just checked their website, and their link doesn't work anymore. So I might have to email a celebrity right quick and see if they still have the fucking listing. I hope I saved it. I have my own personal weekly planner that I created myself. No. Please tell me it's in my Google Drive. My Drive. Vintage. Because, here we go. Haha, I do have it. Yes. So in the Vintage Housewife Daily Routine, it gives you a listing of your basic routine from the time that you get up to the time that you go to sleep every single day. This is what you're supposed to do to be an efficient housewife, right? At least in the 1950s. I'm going to be honest with you. 90% of this shit doesn't even need to happen. So, but it's really cool. And I'm going to try to, I don't know how to make a link or save it to y'all for y'all to see what I'm talking about. Because it's in my drive, but I want y'all to see it. It's really interesting because it runs down, and this is where I got my idea from for making my own personal daily chore list and like all these other things that I do. It also includes a meal planner. It includes a weekly scheduler, checklists, note section, and it goes room by room and in a full-on walk down of every single thing that needs to be done. This is how women kept their houses super freaking clean back in the day, and I don't know if y'all still do this stuff. I know a lot of people that I knew didn't, but I know my grandmother probably, when I first read this, I was like, did my grandma write this? Like, it just sounded like everything that she did, and I was really always questioning that, like, why was she always cleaning? Like, all the time. She didn't do anything. She never went out. She didn't go anywhere. She just cleaned all day long. It didn't make any sense to me. So, but it does. It takes a lot to maintain a household. So, especially when you have a lot of kids, and or even just by yourself when you're in a partnership with somebody. I mean, if one person's not doing their part, it's all on the other person, and then it just becomes this back and forth routine. And so, making sure that everything is kept up, by both parties, because all of the house chores and stuff is not gender based. It's a mandatory requirement for all genders. I don't care what you identify as. You still gotta wash your clothes. You still gotta take a shower. You still gotta do your dishes. You still gotta do stuff, unless you're like super fucking wealthy and you got other people doing it. And this, you still gotta make sure they're doing it for you. So either way, you just trade up one little bit of stress for another one. Anyway, I wouldn't mind rich people problems right now. Just saying, but. Hey, baby. What you doing?
Focusing.
Huh.
What are you doing?
Thinking about how much I love you? I love you, though. For real, though. Hey. Elephant shoe. Elephant shoe, you too. So let's see. All right. So the first one is your basic daily routine. The second one is bedrooms, bathrooms, kitchen, living room, meal planner, and then weekly schedule, which is kind of cool because it goes from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., which is a nice little layout for your typical overall day. The only thing I didn't like about it is that for me personally, I go all the way to midnight. So even if we wake up at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, I go all the way to midnight. So, or as close to midnight as possible. Let's see. But yeah, I don't know how to share this though. I want to share it on like. Oh, okay. Copy link. Sweet. Only people with access can. So, okay, link copied. I wonder how that works though for like Twitch and stuff. All right. I wonder if if I go to my main homepage on Facebook, it's gonna kick me off the live. So, all right. Let me go to another link or another tab, and then I'm gonna add the link to my social media. I'm gonna check it out though. Hey, I actually can read the chat on Twitch. I can't read it anywhere else. That's amazing. This is the first time I've seen a chatter. Hey. This screen is so dark I can't even see. Hold on. Let me turn my screen brightness up. You can't see a thing. There we go. Yeah, the other one, hey Connor and Moes. Thank you. Un français? Oui, petite monsieur, mademoiselle. I can't remember how to say thank you in French. I think it's like. Oh, crap. Hold on. Thank you in French. Merci. Merci. Yeah, that's it. Merci. Merci beaucoup. There was a. No. I don't know what you just said, but no. I don't know. I don't speak French fluently. I know that on the stream that we for languages we learn a little bit of different languages each time that we do the stream. So and then there for a little while we were doing certain apps that were allowing us to learn languages for free as part of like the unschooling or homeschooling, and I found that there was a lot of free education out there that was really useful. And it was kind of cool when I came live on Twitch because now I was able to start communicating with people from other countries. So I may not know exactly what you're saying, but I get excited when I see someone speaking another language and I actually have a little bit of like, hey, I could say a sentence in that language. Like, it makes me feel good. So. Comment ça va? Oh, how are you? I was gonna say it in Spanish. I was gonna say Bieti too. So how do I say good and you? Bien et toi? Bien et toi? Oh, hold on, I don't even have my volume up. Where is my volume? It's not saying it. Why is it not saying it? It's not muted. What? It's not saying it now. North Carolina, United States. Yepperonis. Yeah, I think it's bien et toi. I'm gonna try to post this. I'm gonna double check the link though because I want to make sure. Hey, honey, Can you check that Facebook link that I just posted and make sure that it doesn't go directly to my fucking Google Drive?
I have no idea what you're talking about or how to do that.
Never mind. So, there. I just shared it on my Facebook. So for those of you who are watching my Facebook, which... Oh, experiencing performance issues, huh?
Like you got your live show going on right now.
Yeah.
That's all I see.
Oh, crud.
30 minutes.
Okay. Well, anyway. So, it keeps on saying for me to end the live. I don't want to end the live. That was random.
No, that was banana splits.
Banana splits?
Remember I showed you, and I said that's what I grew up on. That's their thing when they came out in the morning show for Saturday.
That's cool. I'm never gonna get done with the stream. Alright, so now I have my basic rundown. I'm not gonna go through them anymore. I'm just gonna finish that once I'm off the stream because I already had technical difficulties and now I don't want to deal with that. So my order list online, I'm gonna go ahead and add whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and find some recipes and add in the vegetable listing to the order list. And when you go to order, all you have to do is go to whatever website it is that you're wanting to order from, or take that list with you to a store, or give it to a person, whatever, however you get your groceries. And I know that if you are on SNAP or food stamps or SSI, or not SSI, what is it called? EBT? Yeah, it's food stamps. So, if you are on any of that, you're going to be able to have more benefits than most other people who pay cash or use a card or something. Thank you. Moez from the UK. Hey. Oh, you just reminded me. I need to call the pawn shop about my gun. So yeah, you might be able to get to where you only have to pay a delivery fee or something like that. I don't know, something like that. Just keep that in mind. If you are ordering online and you're using food stamps, you have to pay that delivery fee if you have a delivery to your house or whatever. They do offer it as an option, but this is an idea. For those of you who are using your cards, make sure that when you use your card online, try your best not to save it, especially to places that are a little bit more everyday use. Because, and especially in the new year now, you need to go ahead and change your passwords anyways for the new year. So, so when you're saving, don't try your best not to save your card on sites and stuff like that, because anybody anywhere can hack that and get your information. Anytime that you use it online, there's always that risk. And then one thing that Jeff and I experienced was that we had a card that was on file somewhere, and it was used long after we authorized, or that he authorized for it to be used, and there was no way to get that money back. So, and it was a couple $100. So just be mindful of that. I had said it around the holiday season, just keep an eye on your wallets and whatever else, because there is an app out there called Bump. Well, it used to be. I don't know if it is anymore, but or a program. Maybe it's not an app. It's a program of some kind where if you bump into somebody else's phone or their wallet, that whatever phone it is that's on can take the information off of your cards. It can take the information off of your phones. I'm pretty sure there's more innovative ways of it happening now, but that's one of them that I'm aware of. And just be a little careful and mindful in this so mindful world that we're in right now. So one of the things that we did do with the diet part of it, at least I had talked about doing like a paleo diet, which is a rundown of just basically all foods that like a Paleolithic person would eat, non-processed, all either grown or like living. As living as possible is the whole goal for the ingestion process. And then, like I said, this meal plan and stuff like that, I'm going to meal plan for 2 weeks. I'm going to plan to grocery shop in 2 weeks, approximately, the end of the month, and like 2 or 3 weeks, something like that. So I have to plan out 2-3 weeks from now, like that entire listing of whatever it is that we're needing going into the next month. So making sure that this month, whatever I order, lasts the entirety of it. And then next time when I go grocery shopping, or at least make it to where it lasted longer than that. If I have any leftovers, that's great, but I doubt it. And then if there was any kind of changes that need to be happening on Sundays, what I do is a weekly review. And I look back at, okay, when I made the grocery order 2-3 weeks ago, what did we need to order after we made the main order? So the little receipts that you get, or like maybe if you do it online, your phone will pick up whether or not you've gone into the store now. Walmart.com specifically will tell you whether or not you've been in their store. They know exactly what you looked at. They know what you ordered, or they know what you bought. Even from just standing there with your phone. So, I'll get notifications later in the day after we've been at a store to give a review of our visit while we were there. I think that's a Google algorithm thing for shopping or something. I don't know. But, and it might just be part of what they do now. I know that Amazon, I think Amazon or Google, one of them, something like that, had a smart store where there was no registers. You would walk in, and whatever store it is, you'd have it on your phone, and you'd have your card online, and then you would walk into the store, and whatever you picked up and put in your cart, as soon as you picked it up off of that shelf, it was scanned and charged to your card. Then, once you left, you get charged once you leave. Let me rephrase that. Once you leave the store, and there's a certain amount of time, I guess, then you get charged to your card. And I was thinking about when I first heard that, like how scary that was. As it is right now, anybody can hack and use a card if it's on file anywhere, like I just said. Now you have entire stores that there's no one working there. There's like one person in another country running this grocery store. And if you have a failure of some kind or an issue of some kind, you got to go through customer service to get it fixed. If you thought representative was bad now, wait till there's no human representative left. Period. Or that's the only job left. Now you're a representative. A phone call representative. For people who are absolutely irate because most of them hate technology. So yeah. It's laughable. Okay. So I'd go get the meal plan or the recipes and then make the order. Alright, so I'm going to move on to the next since I've been talking about that for like 30 minutes. Another thing you can do is look for resources local to your area. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to go to a food box or even a soup kitchen. Um, they're not bad places. And there's actually a lot of really good people there. House chores yesterday was bathroom and washroom. For my washroom, I use powders. So I have a jar that I fill with like a $5 or $10 powder bag, and it lasts us like for freaking ever. So for yeah, I think it's like $10 for a bigger bag. Of washing powder. It's in the laundry aisle. It's just at the end. So, so for when you're doing your house chores in the bathroom, always start left to right, top to bottom. And then, when you're in there cleaning, make sure that you're making a note of whatever it is that you need to purchase the next time. Like I said, I'm already in the website to make my purchase that I'm not even going to do yet. I'm going to do it 2 weeks from now. So I'm going to go ahead and start the order. That way I have the information in there already. That way, if I noticed over the course of the next 2 weeks that I'm needing something, either it's an immediate purchase, which is going to be a receipt that's going to be an add to, or it's going to be on to the next order. So, same thing for washroom. Now that it's wintertime, make sure that your vents and stuff and electronics are double checked for fire hazards. And then bathrooms. I know that a lot of people live in colder states than I do. So making sure that your pipes are clear, kitchen, bathroom, washroom, your pipes are clear, and there's no clogs, there's no drippage, because any kind of like water damage is long term. It's not a temporary fix thing. You have to fix it right away, and then it's like, if you don't fix it right away, it is a long term problem. So, what you call it? Trying to think of what else. So electronics, like your plugs, your outlets, your panel boards, making sure they're clear of dust and debris. The vents, make sure you clean out your vents every time that you use your dryer. And the external vents, like your drain pipes and your external vent going out of the house, whether into your basement or into another area, just make sure all that's clear inside and out. It doesn't take that long. It literally might take you like 20 minutes. Just do a full walkthrough. Make sure. My best thing that I do, or I was doing there for a little while, and it's part of this whole, vintage housewife thing, is that at the end of the day, the kitchen was the last to be cleaned, and then you would do everything in the sink, and then at the end of that, then you would pour hot water down the drain. I don't know if people still do that anymore. But that is for me, it's always worked really well because I'm notorious for cleaning a greasy pot in the sink and not thinking twice about it. So, and I know a lot of people will get pissed off just on that statement. But it is what it is. So I just pour straight hot water, like boiling hot water, down the drain, and usually that clears it. The only thing is you have to be aware of when there's cold weather, you can't do that because you'll crack your pipes underneath your house. So you have to make sure that it's not like boiling hot. Maybe in the summertime, boiling hot, and then, in the wintertime, just have it somewhere where it's like just warmer than regular dishwater. I try to just like just run water through a coffee pot. That's pretty much the heat that you would need to have to clear the wine. Don't put heated water down the toilet though, because you will crack your toilet. Or a ceramic sink. Trying to think of what else. If you have a plastic type sink, the older style trailers have these kind of like a thick plastic pressed formed whatever sink that they have. Sometimes campers have it too. Just be careful. Pour them really really hot stuff because sometimes that can bubble the plastic. So just be careful. I really hate just like talking through this, but because I want to show you what I'm talking about. But if I do, I'm gonna be walking around with y'all, and I think y'all will get like seasick if I do that or something. It's very dizzying when people walk around and they're talking in the streams or like in a video or something, because there's like all this stuff going on, or like they're talking and then they're walking like they're walking like this, and the camera is going like that, so it's like you only hear these things, it's like you can't hardly hear what they're saying, or there's background noise and stuff like that. So I don't know. I would like to start doing more things where I'm active, but I feel like you guys get dizzy if I do. So, all right. So numbers, reviewing calendar. So next week, let me rephrase that. So this is Tuesday. Next week, show what you are talking about. Okay, so numbers. Like I said, that house tour listing, the link that I just posted on, I think it was my Facebook. Let me see if I can share the link on my, I want to say Twitch, but I'm going to say Twitter. I don't know if it'll let me though. Okay, I might be able to share, for those of you who are on my Facebook, I might be able to share the screen. Once I'm able to get back on Streamlabs and do the multi-posting or multi-streaming, then I'll share the screen with you, because then I can do it directly from, oh no, I can't do it from the laptop. That's right. Never mind. Anyway, you have the link. You get it. Let's see if I can, maybe Instagram? And I have to, like, okay, so I'm going to screenshot this. It went away. There we go. Okay. So I screenshotted it so this way I can get a image to share with y'all. But it's going to be on my Instagram and my Facebook. So that way you guys have access to it too. The person who wrote this, their link does not work. I saved it from their link to my computer. So I'm going to have to share their name. And it's on YouTube. So hold on, let me check and see if she's even... It was Sage Lillyman's listing. And I want to give her the credit where the credit is due. You know what I mean? Sage Lillyman, she's in Australia. I don't know if she's still active, but she had 287,000 subscribers. So latest was 4 months ago. She moved to the country. I don't know. Anyway, so what the video that I got it from was 1 week as of 1950s housewife. I don't know if y'all remember that stream that I did where Sissy and I did the 1950s week. We were doing aesthetic weeks. And so if you just either Google I lived like a 1950s housewife for 1 week, or if you want to look up her name, the actual link was on that video. So that's where I got it from. And it even has the dinner recipes and the housewife schedule link there. But when I click on it, it says 404 not found. So either she removed it or it just the link broken. I don't even know if she's still alive or not, but it's kind of cool. I liked her aesthetic and her style and stuff. And it was really intriguing, living that vintage lifestyle. And as y'all know how much I love that stuff. So, what was I going to say? So yeah, and she's super cute anyways. So, go check her out. I'm giving her a shout out. My girl, Sage Lillyman in Australia. But yeah, that link that I'm sending y'all is, the link specifically for her thing. And I need to put the link up first. Hold on. Oh, come on. Create. Post. This is what I hate about this stuff. All social media takes for fucking ever. And I don't have like a social media manager or some kind of bot thing that help me out. This is just me. So, and it's been just me for years. I don't know the last time I got a payout. Alright, so here is the... Oh, crap, it's not linking. Why is it not linking? Share. Copy link. Thank you, Dasnak. Hey, Lewis, Duke, how it's you? I didn't see you there. What's up? Thank you, Nasdaq. How are you? Oh, wait, let me... Where is it? How do you spell her name? Copy. Paste. There we go. So I've tagged her name in it, and then it has the link. So you just copy and paste the link. I don't know how to add links on laptops anyways to Instagram. But there's the link to that, and enjoy. So let's see. But yeah, that's the listing, and that's basically where I got the rundown from my scheduling. But then I started adding in, the social media side of it, where it's like the posting and the seller sites and the linking and the keeping up with your everyday at home as well as online, because online presence can take over home presence and vice versa. So just keeping an even balance of all things is trying as best as possible. I just shared a little cute. It says your anxiety is a lying hoe. Little statue figurine thing. It's kind of funny. Oh, that was cute. Anyway, all right. So reviewing calendar for numbers. Let me pull up the calendar real quick. All right. So books and sheets is on education.com. Feel free to go check that out for yourself. Whatever level. I think it only goes up to 8th grade for those of you who are in the lower levels. Which in this one, my stream is 18 plus. That does not mean, when I say lower levels, I mean lower level of, like, if you're in a certain grade level of learning, right? So we're all on different levels. No matter how old you are, you could be 100 years old and you still be on a different level than somebody who's 3, so, or 15 or 30 or whatever. Our experiences happen over our lifetime, and our experiences may not be similar. They may be different from each other. So, and they are. So, just keep that in mind. So, like, for example, I'm on level 4 of math. Like, I'm on 4th grade math level. I'm 42 years old. So, it's okay. Not everybody learns everything right away. That's why they say, oh, well, this person's slow. Well, guess what? I'm really slow. It took me 42 years to get to 5th grade level. So, yeah. But yeah, education.com. That's another reason why I want to go find out as much free stuff as possible. Education.com is a free site. Everydollar.com is one of the sites that I use on pretty much a regular basis. And let's see. I like to screen share my stuff. So that way, whenever I go to explain it to y'all can see what I'm talking about. I can't believe, like, I've been streaming forever now. It feels like this is the longest I've ever held anything, like, away from a mandatory, like, voluntarily. Like, I feel like if you look at the amount of money that I've received from all of my social media presence in the past 3 to 4 years versus what a normal everyday life is like, I feel like people will be looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what? So, yeah. This is my volunteer work at this point. I feel like when you make your resume out, they tell you, for the gaps in the resume, you just talk about volunteer work, right? Well, I haven't had a regular job in I don't know how many long years, and no one will hire me because somebody put on a listing somewhere that I'm 100% the worst person on the planet, so no one will hire me. Even McDonald's, which made me sad. So, so yeah, education and me doing this is my way of just being myself and helping others and helping myself. And So yeah, I hope it works out for everybody. Actual budget, like I said, is in the red book. Right now we're going to go ahead and do end of year review and taxes. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I don't do my taxes. I don't have any income, so I don't have to do taxes, I guess. I don't know how that works. IRS, sorry. I don't know what I'm doing. So, yeah. But you would look at your total year's review of an income, and then when you go to do your taxes, what I personally like to do is to go to a place that has tax insurance. That way, if I fuck it up, I have the insurance. And I can check it and make sure, and then everything's all said and done because I went to the place and this is what I gave them, and they have every single bit of piece of paper and they don't have to worry about nothing. And I don't have to worry about nothing because I don't know shit about taxes. But I do know that you need to do them. You do need to do your end of year review for your income and then your taxes. Like I said, you could use like Jackson Hewitt, H&R Block, or some higher names, some local accountants if they have like a good listing. I wouldn't shy away from them. Maybe if you have a friend that does taxes, I wouldn't really do that much. But just saying, tax fraud. You don't want to end up with that. So, let's see. So, okay, actual budget. Like I said, you put I put mine in a notebook and keep it all together. Let's see, for example, like let me go back to November. I had storage, cell phone, like I have my little apps and stuff, my subscriptions and things that are the consistent for every month, and that's called fixed, I think. Yeah, fixed and variable. And then, so your fixed income goes at the top of it. And then you have your variables, which is like monthly payments or payments during the course of the month that are not regular or not the same amount every single month. It's like one-off. Like say, for example, gas. You may or may not use the same amount of gas every week, but you have a general idea of how much you're going to use for a vehicle. Or if, say you have some personal items or whatever that you need to do, then you're not going to have, you may or may not buy the same exact amount every month. That's where this everydollar.com comes in hand, is because it gives you a full-on free budget listing and it does the math for you. I'm not sponsored, so I just like it. So that way you can get a full understanding, a full view of all of your finances and stuff whenever you're going to go do them. At the baseline, another thing that you guys can check out is cash envelope system and sinking funds. I'm trying to think of what else. Usually what I used to do, you can do this electronically or paper-wise. I know I've shown you guys these before in the stream. Thank you very much, those who have sent them to me. But these little binders are really great for this envelope system. They're A6 binders, and they're on Amazon. You could use this for personal use. You could put your cards on there and have it carrying around with you or whatever. Does not hold the phone. Just saying, slides out the bottom. I already tried. And it does hold like other papers and stuff like that. It's kind of cute. It has a little thing here. They do have printouts available somewhere that are this size. So have fun shopping. But I think these are fairly inexpensive. I think it was like $12 for 4. So, and they're magnetic, which is kind of cute. There's my Amazon review. Should have done it. Should have got paid for it. Anyway, so I just put, sorry, let me show you that. I put the envelopes, literally an envelope, and put it in here with the little holes. Or you can get the paper and like budgeting system if that's what you want to do or mandatory. I'm not that far yet. You check out envelope system. and it'll give you the full explanation of what to do for this. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you it's very confusing at first because you have to set it up for your specific needs, and everyone's needs are completely different. So you don't have one baseline template. You just have like a general idea, and then you just add to it and customize it. However, this is very fully customizable. Or required, not customizable actually. So you do that system, which a lot of people do. Like I said, you do it digitally or paper. And then what I do is I just use the book right now. Just keep my cash if I ever have cash. If I ever have money, then it just automatically goes to whatever it is that I'm needing. So I never have cash on hand. I always zero out or end up in the negative. So right now I'm still kind of digging out of a hole from hell, and which I think a lot of people are doing. So I'm not going to hold myself too accountable, but it does help with that, and was able to help me in past experiences when I like bottomed out. Savings and donations and vacations and all that stuff at the bottom. I changed it up this month, starting in the new year. I put savings at the top. 10% off the top of all income is to go towards savings, mandatory. If it's good enough for God, it's good enough for me. Let's just say that. I think they ask for 10% in church, don't they? Something like that. I don't know. It's been forever since I've been. Personal learning, lesson 2 pre-algebra in Khan Academy. All right, guys, y'all. Oh yeah. Okay, singing fun. Sorry, I forgot to add this. It would be. Okay, so, like I said, I changed the savings to the top, so this way it's off the top, and then I won't even realize it. By the time it gets done with everything else, that little 10% that I just took off the top of every little bit of income that I have, I'm not going to see it until I actually see the, like, one lady did this. She took, like, I think it's a certain percentage of her paycheck every single time and put it in a savings account that she didn't ever looked at. And I think like a year later or something like that, I ended up being like this exponential amount. And she was shocked to see how much was actually in there. She didn't do the math on it. Like, she just put the money in there. And I forget how much it was. I think it was like, even if you did, let's say, Jeff and I were talking about this earlier. Let's say you did $1 a day. That's 365 at the end of the year, right? So, but if you took, say, there's 52 weeks in a year times, say, $20. That's over $1,000 by the end of the year. So it's $20 a week is $1,040 at the end of the year. That's a nice Christmas. I'm just saying. It's a down payment on something. You know what I mean? Another thing too, and this is something that maybe may or may not work. I don't know. It's kind of cute of the Bob. Anyway, take that $1,000, go to the bank, and get a personal loan for $1,000 if they'll let you. Put that money in the bank and leave it in there, and go get a loan for $1,000. If I don't know how it works exactly, but this is how I was told. Pay off the loan with the money that's in the bank already, and it'll help you build your credit. It's just, money likes to move. It's fluid. It's like water. It needs to know where it's going. If it doesn't know where it's going, it's not going to come to you. So if you have a plan and an idea and a place for it to go, then it's going to come to you. So I know it sounds kind of stupid because you're like, I have all these bills. I got plenty of places for them to go to. So, but yeah, it's a baseline kind of understanding. Anyway, so you could do that. You could talk to your bank I have the Federal Credit Union, and credit unions, as far as I've been told, are really great. But I don't think I would go back to like a traditional bank, just because of like at credit unions, I don't think you have nearly as much fees and stuff. You just have better percentages as far as rates, and then you have better. It's just a, I don't know. It just seems like it's a better option. You can talk to them about like what your options are and stuff like that. Don't be afraid to ask, even if they tell you no, like, or if they laugh in your fucking face. Just go ask, because the only way you're ever gonna know is by learning. So, are you okay?
Yeah. I think it got cold out there.
Huh?
I still was getting over being out in the utility bill too long.
So, okay, so personal learning lesson 2 for pre-algebra on Khan Academy. What does it happen when your teacher has ADHD and you're unmedicated? Ta-da! All right, where is this at? All right, factors and multiples are 40% mastered. Identifying prime numbers is where we left off. So, Khan Academy, and it's spelled Khan Academy. It's actually really great. I have the Nevermore Academy Unschooling set up there, which is kind of cool because I'm utilizing this as a way for me to be able to share that information with y'all. The next step would be identifying composite numbers, prime and composite numbers, and prime factorization. Then we have quiz number 2, and then unit test. And then it'll go into actually into unit 2. It's the level up between level 1 and level 2, or quiz 1 and quiz 2. And then you get mastery points in the actual site, so that's kind of cool. For those of you who are into like education gaming, maybe this, well, I guess not really gaming. It's very straightforward. I don't know. I looked at this imagery and I thought gaming. I don't know why. Anyway, so Prodigy and Prime are also websites that you guys can check out. I'm trying to think of what is another one. Georgia Virtual Learning. That's a lot of videos. Just letting you know. The curriculum from Ursa Minor Learning. Prodigy. You can manage your classes in Prodigy. K-12. And then I'm trying to think. You can also Google books. AI for Education is on Khan Academy also. So trying to see if there's any more free education. Freedom, Homeschool, Heritage. Or no, that's something else. Never mind. Yeah. So Ursa Minor Learning, Freedom, Homeschooling, Heritage. Not Heritage. Georgia Virtual Learning, Khan Academy, Prodigy, K-12, those are a good list to start with for homeschooling, especially now since everybody's going to be going leaning that way. Another one is TikTok. Like I said before, they have an entire STEM section now, which is readily available as soon as you click on TikTok. It's up there at the top left side. Well, for y'all, it would be that way of the screen. So fully educational for all those teachers that work from home now. So if we could just get paid for it. Thank you, Jonathan, for the like. All right. So that is the rundown for Tuesday. Now that I got that knocked out. That was the first hour, second hour. Now Wednesday, wash day. So today now is workout plan. So the budgeting's already done. The numbers are already done. Okay. Now, on to the next, which is, like I said, workout Wednesday, which is today. Wednesdays is Twitter, LinkedIn, and or for the social media site posting. I think we pretty much passed it at this point. It's already 1 o'clock. So, but yeah, feel free to. Amazon link's already been, I believe, posted this morning. Seller accounts were updated. I do need to continue updating the next little bit and then send out the orders. For those of you who started shopping on my eBay, it has just started. Bear with me. I'm still posting everything and trying to figure out pricing and wording, and it's a startup. So it's like basically an online yard sale for personal home purchases. Anyways, so go check that out. Go buy something from me, or buy everything from me. It'd be great. But let's see. Okay, so workout plan was to start adding core exercises. So I'm going to look up some core exercises right quick for when I do go to the gym. Jeff and I go to the gym pretty much, I want to say, every other day for the most part. I think I was able to convince him to miss a day or two. He hates missing the gym. I don't blame him. All right, so here are some core exercises as an example. Plank, crunch, bird dog exercise, a bicycle crunch, single leg bridge, dead bug, reverse crunch, modified plank, hollow body hold, and 42 more. Russian twist looks really like something I did when I was a kid. Butterfly stuff. I'm trying to think of the least painful way of being able to build up all the scar tissue area to be a little bit more stronger, because I'm noticing that I'm having a lot more issues, and that I want to make sure that as I get older that I'm not going to have too many problems with all that scar tissue and stuff in my stomach. Landmine rotation. That sounds fun. Bear hold. Never mind. Donkey kick, side plank, cable crunch, knees to elbows. Knees to elbows when you're crossing the street every time. Standing crunches. I can't even lift my foot up enough to be able to put my socks on. Goblet squat. That looks like it hurts. V-sit's never going to happen. I'll just go ahead and tell you that. A forearm plank. I could do that for 10 seconds. So, Superman. I don't know about that. Palaf press. Dragon flags, glute bridge, hanging leg raise, hollow hold, flutter kick. I could do that. A leg raise, I could do that. V-ups, probably not going to happen. Side plank hip abduction. I've been doing a lot of the hip abductions here lately. I like it. It's helping me out with my hips and stuff. because I have osteoarthritis in my lower hips and in my hips and in my lower back. So sometimes it gets like really stiff. Best core movie. Yes, I still have my Christmas tree up. Hate me if you want to. Be jealous. I might leave it up and just change it for Valentine's Day. Just change it for the fucking holidays. Leave it up all year. That'd be funny. Okay. So there's a couple core exercises that I could add on to. Here is let me just pick three. Okay. Something easy. It's not too terribly horrible. Flutter kick, which I know that works because I can't do it for very long. Opposite arm leg raise. Because that one of them you're laying down and moving your legs, and the other one you're like on your hands and knees, kind of like freaking table. What is this Russian twist? I want to see this image. Oh yeah, that's part of the V thing. That's not going to happen. Start small. Bear crawl. Alright. Also, 30-minute tonetics video. Which is, I don't even think it's really 30 minutes, but either way. So yeah, that's a good start. Shop. I don't think we have to shop for anything. We already pretty much have everything. My bag's already prepped and ready to go. I do have now my main headset, and then Jeff found another headset that we're using as a backup. So I have that. I have not been bringing my bag with me because we've been kind of just doing multiple things during the course of the day, and I don't really feel comfortable leaving it in there without a lock for my locker. So it's just easier for me to just get dressed for the gym and then go to the gym and come back and then take a shower. So another thing is like I'm not afraid of, but like the floor area for the showers and like the gyms scare me. So I've already had like issues with my feet and stuff for years, so I try to avoid situations like that as much as possible. So inventory, I don't think I have to go through an inventory for my bag. The shift bag, definitely. The shift bag does need an inventory. So I'm going to put that there. And then bag prep. Yeah, I actually washed my bag for the first time ever. I've had that bag forever now, like probably about 5-6 years, and I've never washed it. So today is my first day. So yeah, it's all cleaned and restocked and everything, so that's good. So house chores today is living room. 15-minute tidy monthly is the electronics, making sure that they're all cleared. And then I've got to go through, or we've got to put up the ornaments and stuff. And bags. Go through the bags. Then today is history review. Now for the living room, I think, yeah, I'm going to have to pretty much pull everything out and just refresh it for the new year. Yeah. Okay. So for history, today in history, that's science history. So what happened on January 7th? First U.S. presidential elector was chosen. Marian Anderson becomes first African American to perform at the Met Opera in 1955. 2015, 12 people died in a shooting at Charlie Hebdo offices. The 1979 Pol Pot overthrow in Vietnam during the Vietnam War. 1999, President Clinton's impeachment trial began. 1785, 2 explorers crossed the English Channel in a balloon. Sports, Harlem Globetrotters play their first game in 1927. In 1891, Zora Neale Hurston is born. 1892, coal mine explodes in Oklahoma. 1946, serial killer with split personality murders 6-year-old in Chicago. United States renews new Cuban government in 1959 during the Cold War. And President Truman announced the U.S. had developed a hydrogen bomb in 1953. Now, on to AP News. If you guys have another site, please let me know. Associated Press has been my go-to for the past several years. I'll get it! As most of you know, please pray for this world. It needs it as much as possible. Whatever you believe in or don't, just give me good vibes. Fires in California, live updates. 2 people were killed, over 1,000 structures destroyed as wildfires tear across Los Angeles. This is 10 minutes ago. For those of you who are looking at the LA fire chief or watching for California's situation, they're bulldozing cars because people did not go. They abandoned them and they did not go back to them, and then the state said that they had to move them, so they went back and they bulldozed the cars this way the emergency vehicles could get through the roads. Getty Villa was spared in a Palisades fire so far. I mean, this fire is so big you can see it from space. So just keep safe for those of you who are out there. For those of you who are out there and are in a safer zone, feel free to help as much as possible. I don't know if anybody else had learned any lessons from our government, but the Western North Carolina can tell you firsthand, good luck. Just stay strong and stay together. That's really all we can do. And I feel like today and going forward, we're going to have to understand that a little bit more as days go by, being there for each other. Justice Department says its plans to release only part of special counsel's Trump report for now. Trump asked the Supreme Court to block sentencing in his hush money case in New York. Trump says that he will change the name of the Gulf of Mexico. New winter storm threatens snow and sleet for Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. College tuition has fallen significantly at many schools. Lemon8 bite dances. Lemon8 gains traction amid TikTok ban threats as creator push the app. It is from TikTok. That's what I don't understand. Art Deco style is popular again. Yes, because I love that shit. A century after its heyday. Yeah, anything 20s is coming back. So go ahead and step on that shit. 1920s, Art Deco, Vintage is going to be the 3 top ones. Shiny, frilly, fringy, bubbly, all that kind of stuff. Lots of shiny. Sequins, you'll see it in fashion also. California's sorry. Come on. LA residents flee fires, potentially life-threatening winds gain strength. Meta replaces fact-checking with X-style community notes. A look inside AP's corporate archives. Nah, never mind. In case you missed it, New Orleans is a city marked by tragedy, but don't call locals resilient.
That's got a lot of sugar.
Huh? Oh, was it what?
You left it in the microwave. I just reheated it
That's
for you.
hereditary, by the way. Thank you. I just want to give a shout out to my fiance, by the way. He is fucking amazing. All right, let's see. Man who exploded Tesla Cybertruck outside Trump Hotel in Las Vegas used generative AI. Flying taxis are on the horizon as aviation soars to a new frontier. The sky is now the main focus. As I said the other day, this is my own personal bet. I have $1 on that Trump's face will be in the sky. In the spotlight, inside Bashar Assad's detention center, where death was the least bad thing. Punks distribute toys to children in need for Three Kings Day in Mexico City. Will TikTok be banned this month? The question is making content creators anxious. I think it was a freaking ploy. That they're not really going to shut it down. I'll be mad as hell if they do too, because there's a lot of people that be mad. They started their businesses on there and everything. It's kind of like the whole MySpace ordeal. Like when MySpace went down, now all of a sudden, like everybody lost their lives. You know what I mean? Now TikTok, it's like it makes you want to download everything and just delete it because they're gonna delete it anyways, right? Although I do highly suggest if you do have a TikTok, go ahead and download your stuff now. I might actually do that today. Before they do the ban, because you're going to lose all your content. But then again, will the links even work? See, this is the hard part about the future. Okay? We all are doing this whole social media online presence thing, right? Well, for those of you who are content creators. You get to a certain point on a social media platform. And you have worked so hard. You've done all this stuff and all that, whatever. Now, the site no longer freaking exists. Now you have to go to another site. So now you're forced to have to start all over again and do all that stuff with a different site. Why can't you just transfer the information? Or why do you have to get rid of the site? Anyway, personal opinion here. Mideast wars. Middle East latest Israeli strikes kill 17 people in Gaza, nearly all of them women or kids. Gaza's health ministry says Israeli airstrikes have killed at least 17 Palestinians, nearly all of them were women and children. Hurdles remain as Israel and Hamas once again inch towards a ceasefire deal. The U.S. shifts $100 million in military aid from Israel and Egypt to Lebanon to bolster ceasefire. Gunmen targeting bus in the occupied West Bank killed 3 people. There was actually a shooting for a school bus in Charlotte the other day. Which is not far from me. First international commercial flight since Assad's ouster lands at Syria's main airport. U.S. eases restrictions on Syria while keeping sanctions in place. Residents of Syria's I can't say it. Are frustrated by lack of action to halt Israel advance. Russian-Ukraine war. A Russian missile attack in southern Ukraine has killed at least 13 civilians. Trump's Ukraine's envoy postpones planned trips to Kyiv, top Ukrainian diplomat says. I'm not sure what's been going on with Kyiv lately, but I've been seeing it a lot in the headlights. Kyiv in Ukraine. With America, I don't know, something. It's weird how, like, you can read stuff and, like, read into it. I don't know, it's kind of secondary, third conversation type stuff. Biden administration is set to announce substantial final weapons package for Ukraine. Russia claims that it's captured another town in eastern Ukraine, but Kyiv's troops say the fight continues. In U.S. news, thousands flee as wildfires burn out of control and destroy homes across the Los Angeles area. Biden casts doubt on his fitness to serve another 4 years, days before the term ends. I thought he was already voted out. I don't know. Whatever. Jimmy Carter lies in the state capitol rotunda ahead of his state funeral. Ski patrollers reach deal to end strike at Utah's Park City Mountain Resort. The latest is Speaker White Lieutenant Government Hoseman unveiled tax cuts, other proposals as 2025 legislation session starts. Ex-police officer and Proud Boys member gets 14 months in prison for joining Capitol attack. Complete list of Screen Actors Guild Awards nominees. Man accused of stockpiling 150 homemade bombs must stay in jail until trial, judge says. I wonder why. Alright, I think I already talked about some of these. Asian, Pacific, Latin America. Mideast. Okay, so Latin America, I think was one that I didn't talk about yet. And China. Hostages in Gaza endure another winter as their families plead for a ceasefire. Body of at least one Israeli hostage is recovered in Gaza. An Italian journalist is free from detention in Iran and returns home. How a Venezuelan man new to politics became an opposition leader who says it's his turn to rule. Tents arrived for survivors of a quake that killed 126 in freezing high-altitude Tibet. Election watch. Elon Musk helped Trump win. Now he's looking at Europe and many politicians are alarmed. Okay. That's kind of pushy to one side, isn't it? I mean, unless it's true. What to know about Venezuela's upcoming presidential inauguration. Trump in Greenland. Why is the island coveted? The Mideast wars. Middle East latest. I already just told you about that. Never mind. Russian-Ukraine war. I already said that. Global business news. How removing unpaid medical bills from credit reports could help consumers. Why Georgia's latest push to curb lawsuits has business groups and trial lawyers at odds. Obamacare hits record enrollment, but an uncertain future await under Trump. Yeah, I wouldn't sign up for shit until after he's already president. Here are some China's New Year resolution and boost its economy. And I'm going to say his name totally wrong, and I rest in peace. I'm so sorry. But Shigemi Fukuhori, I'm sorry if I said that wrong, who survived Nagasaki bombing and spent his life advocating for peace, died at 93 today. Carter's quest for Mideast peace didn't end with Camp David. Lantern Workshop in China is making snakes look cute for the Lunar New Year. South Korean adoptees and families rocked by fraud allegations. In Europe, Blinken says Trump's push for U.S. to take control of Greenland is not going to happen. Austrian Foreign Minister Alexander Schallenberg to serve as the country's interim leader. In Asia, a look at recent deadly earthquakes in China. Amid aid convoy reaches remote district in northwest Pakistan after prolonged blockade and sectarian violence. Impeached South Korean president's lawyer slammed detention efforts as acting leader warns of clash. Wild weather halted ferries between New Zealand's main islands again, and why isn't there a tunnel? In Latin America, UN says that there's more than 5,600 people were killed in Haiti last year as gangs rampaged. Mexico's President Sheinbaum offers sarcastic response to Trump's Gulf of America comment. Americans soon sue Venezuela's Maduro for anguish caused by imprisonment and alleged torture. And Brazil marks second anniversary of right-wing coup attempt of Bolsonaro's legal troubles deepen. In Middle East, will Lebanon finally elect a president after a 2-year vacuum? Body of Israel hostage found in Gaza. AALS sideline this Israeli journalist. AI is helping him make a comeback. And Egypt unveils ancient rock-cut tombs and burial shafts in Luxor. In Africa, a photo captures rescue of a baby born on dangerous sea crossing to Spain Canary Islands. Excuse me. U.S. says Sudanese rebel force has committed genocide and imposes sanctions on the group's leaders. Guinea's junta faces protests after missing a deadline for return to democracy. Senegal and Chad say ousting of French troops was their sovereign decision. Ethiopians celebrate Christmas as natural calamities and conflict take their toll. And again, in U.S. news, I think I pretty much talked through that. Yeah, already did. Puerto Rico's new governor appoints Energy Caesar to tackle the island's power supply crisis. Spain's prime minister joins foreign leaders concerned with Musk's interest in European politics. Turkey insists on 2 states for ethnically divided Cyprus, and the UN looks to restart peace talks. British track and field body charged with corporate manslaughter over Paralympic athlete's death. Indian and Afghan officials meet again despite lack of formal diplomatic ties. The U.S. will announce $500 million in weapons to be sent to Ukraine. Germany's leader says all countries must respect existing borders in a rebuttal of Trump. Poland to hold presidential election on May 18th says parliament speakers will ruin it. Okay, so there's AP News. Just a quick rundown. Also, those winter storms that came through. Let me just do I already talked about the wildfires. Southern U.S. shivers as new winter storm threatens snow for Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. You okay, baby?
Yeah.
Norfolk, Virginia, frigid air escaped the Arctic and caused parts of freezing rain, sleet, and snow in parts of Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. In northern Florida, Valentine's just a month away and main concern for growers fear for cold weather and fern crops used for floral arrangements. AT&T Stadium and Cotton Bowl said officials had been meeting in the city with transportation officials with plans in place to ensure a safe environment for everyone in and around AT&T Stadium on game day. Because there's 75,000 fans that are about to head to AT&T Stadium in Arlington to see the Texas play Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl. And it's bad weather. Let's just say that. Texas don't like snow. They got a lot of it. So, you do it big in Texas, don't you? That includes snow. So, alright. So, questions and answers. Project was a personal timeline. I did start it. I haven't worked on it in a hot minute. But what I did is I took regular book paper and wrote, starting at 0 from being born, all the way down through the years. And I wrote down everything. And it's just going to keep adding. It's this way I can write this book. And then we have our wedding plans right behind it. So, all right. So, personal timeline. I'm going to put a box and I'm only going to color it in halfway because it's only halfway done. kind of. It's still a work in progress. Write letters to self. It's supposed to be to future or past self. Depends on who you want to write it to. But writing a letter to yourself, like literally sit down and take a few minutes. Like set a timer if you have to for like 15 minutes. And just really kind of just sit there and think about a time. Maybe, okay, let's say, for example, if you want to write a letter to your past self, think of a time that you absolutely needed somebody in your life and you needed advice and you needed help. Write to yourself about how you handled it and how you could have handled it. Or maybe tell yourself about like the good things that you did instead of the bad stuff. You know what I mean? Like kind of switch the script a little bit. And so I'm going to write a letter to my younger self and my older self. Because there's two different scenarios that I feel like would need that. And what you can do is, if you're the type of person that's more about privacy, I understand. You can write the letter and then burn it. Especially if it's about something negative. Write it all out and then burn that shit. Get it out. Somehow. Just get it out. And it helps in the healing process. And then for your future self, give yourself grace. Give yourself time. Allow yourself the ability to evolve. One of the tarot readings that I heard the other day was something about, they were talking about something that had to do with clay. And I thought it was literal. And the more I thought about it, yes, it could be literal, but it could also mean to be able to be molded into something new. And to be bendable, to be flexible, to create and to solidify, Those are all words that have to do with clay. And they do have to do with the future. So just because something has one meaning doesn't mean that that's the only meaning that it has. There is not just one way for anything. And so, I don't know, I just got to thinking about it more. And then so for future self, start thinking about that. Like think about, like if you don't even want to be like that, if you want to be more religious, it does say that we came from the earth, that God created us from the earth, from clay, from, Adam and Eve, bone, made from nothing. You were created from an imaginary source, and that's where all creation is from, is imagination. So you can either have the clay or you can be the clay. So so yeah. Personal learning, that was the writing the letter to yourself. Reference clay. And then for next week, next week's Wednesday, I'm just going to flip back to the beginning and just run through it again, the same listing that I wrote. But I am going to go ahead this next week and I'm going to start actually visually showing you, because I feel like a lot of times I just sit on here and I talk and I don't do anything. And I feel like that's something that's a little distracting to some people, that they don't. This is the reason why they don't watch the stream, is because I'm literally just sitting here talking about school stuff or like some random ass history shit that you could have watched on the news earlier. But I'm not just recording this for me. I'm recording this for y'all and for the future, because all of the things that are recorded now or that are put online or whatever, all the things that are, I say recorded, I don't just mean like visually recorded, like written or information taken or items or, whatever taken in. Jeff was talking about like a time capsule, kind of like that. These videos are like time capsules. So when future whatever is able to come back and see, then blah, 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 right? But what if future whatever doesn't come back and see? What if it's all just right now, right? So a conversation that Jeff and I were talking about is like the whole one a day reset, where every night you go to bed and the next day you wake up and it's like it's a whole new day. And so, trying to make the most of each one of those in a way that's beneficial for your human experience on this planet and for those around you, And we were talking about like what it does, like in the end, it doesn't all, like none of this matters. So we're all gonna die. There's no question about that. It's just when and and how. But I feel like one of the answers to the why are we here is because of we forget to be human beings. Like we forget to have a human experience, and we beg to be here for a minimum of 100 years or maximum of 100 years or something around there. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. We'll be lucky to get that far, but while we're here, what are you going to do while you're here? It's like going on vacation and sitting in the fucking hotel room the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is life. We should be living it as much as possible. So, unfortunately, though, there are restraints, naturally, finances, stuff like that. But anyway. So, yeah, that's my 2 hours. And I know it's kind of like a vomit of words, but I feel like nowadays that's how fast the world moves. And you have to keep up with the changes or else you're going to get left behind. And people can't stay stuck on one thing for too long without that one thing changing itself. So it's all part of evolution, I guess. So yeah. Next week, like I said, I'll start walking around and showing you guys what it is that I'm talking about. Like I said, I'm tired of just talking about it. It is easy and comfortable for me to just sit here and talk. But I think 2025 is a good time for a change, New Year, and maybe some new practices and belief systems and giving, that Jeff and I were talking about this too, is the 369 of the, it's like you have I forget how it goes now. Dang it. Anyway, so like the 6 and the 9 are like next to each other and there's a missing 3 in the middle. Anyway, you go find it. So the void, right? We forget to give that 1% of error in all human beings and have that little bit of a void of unknowing. It's okay to not know. It's okay to not fit in. It's okay to not think the same way as other people, or look the same way as other people, or sound the same way, or have the same thought processes, or learn the same way. It's okay to be different. That's the whole point and why you're here. You are what makes this world worth living in by being in your authentic self. So try to do that as much as possible. And I know it's hard for a lot of people to do that because half the time we don't even know what the hell we're doing on a daily basis anyways, let alone to take care of ourselves. But that's priority number 1, right? So for next week, we'll run through the basics. I'm hoping to have a lot more posted on the seller sites and stuff like that. I also want to find out about a multi-posting tool that I can just go ahead on one day. And I know Meta does a lot of stuff. If y'all know of one, let me know. I do have a lot of social media that I need to post to on a regular basis, and it's very difficult to do it manually. For any of those of you who do social media stuff, and a lot of it, or have made it basically your career at this point, you understand where I'm coming from. Having a social media manager is great and all, but I'll be honest with you, I don't trust the motherfucker. I don't trust anybody, so I don't even trust myself half the time. So it's I don't think I'm ready to have a manager yet. But I do need some kind of social media management tool that I can utilize on my own. And it's, again, goes back to my learning disability of being able to comprehend and understand it. I think that's most of the time that I have taken to do all this stuff, is to understand the apps, the behind the scenes, how it works, all this other extra shit. And like the linkage and how everything is all connected. And I've taken so much time to look into the background noise of all of this stuff. And by now, like I said, it's been 3-4 years later. Yeah, I have a basic understanding of the rundown of it, but now it don't matter because all of it's changed. It's that fucking fast. I started streaming 3 or 4 years ago. And now, I didn't even start TikTok until a year or two ago. So it's like just as soon as you start, I told you guys, our 5 year is now the 1 year. And our kids or our grandchildren's 1 year is now going to be 6 months or 3 months. That's how fast it's going to be changing. Everything that we knew before pre-COVID, I don't know what the hell happened after COVID. The whole world changed. You know, jump timelines, fucking died and went to another fucking dimension. I don't know what the hell happened. We were looking at prices yesterday at the store, and I'm like mind blown because of the triple in cost of everything. I mean, 82% increase in cost in 3 years. That's ridiculous. No one can survive on that. No one. I don't care who you are. You have a dollar thing end up being a fucking $10 thing. Yeah, that's not cool. Then it turns around into people like myself who are starting up small businesses, and then you wonder where the cost is coming from. I'll be honest with you, 90% of the dollar amount that goes into a sale item, most of that money goes to post office or to the seller site itself. I don't see a large return from it. And I'm looking at the numbers, and it's not a large return. Because you have to stay within this really fine gap of pricing. Because nowadays everything's so fucking expensive on the high side, no one wants to buy the expensive thing. So you put everything on the low side. But now you done cut into your own profits. So there's this really, really small gap of okayness to kind of sell in. Here it's too high. Here you're not getting anything. So the profit margin is very, very tiny. And 1% change in that profit margin is going to blow your mind. So just be aware of that. 1% and 10% are usually my two go-to numbers for percentages as far as like looking at the general view of things. So I don't know what he's doing, but he's on a mission. Baby, you okay? You need any help? Okay. I'm getting ready to get off of the stream here in a little bit. Do you want me to come in there with you, or you?
No, I got too much shit. I got everything pulled back. Yeah. Take your time.
All right. Okay. Kind of works out in a small way. Because I have to go through my clothes. Ugh, I want to go through my clothes. have so much stuff that I have to go through. I can call a porn star. Anyway. All right. Y'all have a wonderful day. I'm going to go ahead and end this Twitch Streamerversary. I've been an affiliate now for a little while on Twitch, and my final statement going out of the stream is going to be that I am not disappointed or I don't feel like that the past 3 years were a loss, so to speak, even though I didn't hit the financial goals that I was hoping for. A lot of it had to do with my inconsistency. Naturally, when you don't show up to work, you don't get paid. So I haven't had a lot of viewers lately, and I understand why, because I haven't been consistent. I also haven't had anything really, I feel like, pop off-ish to be able to watch. So I'm just going to keep being myself. I think that's really all that I can ever be. And I'm glad that I started streaming. I know I've said this before in the streams before. It brought me and my kids together closer. We were able to do things together a little bit more. We learned a lot. We had a lot of fun experiences and some really, really interesting topics that came up in the streams. I've learned a shit ton. And I don't regret it. I don't regret starting it. And even though, like I said, I didn't get the financial kickback from it, I got something that was actually worth more. I got to have the DNA embedment of the experiences, and there is nothing that I could do to take back the times that I had with the stream, the people that were on the stream, the time with my kids, friends, family, whoever, wherever. You know, you guys know I used to go wherever. I used to go into town and just show up to a freaking business and be like, hey, can I stream here? Yeah, okay, great. I'm going to promote your business for free. Here. But yeah, it was really great. And I love it. I really do. And I've been building a good portion of my life around streaming. And the reason why I learn is so I can teach. And the reason why I teach is so I can learn. I feel like a very deep-hearted attachment to doing all of this stuff that I do. I mean, it literally has become my life in the past few years. And I look forward to the infinite possibilities that are to come. I can't say that there has been any one specific job that I love doing more than streaming. I mean, other than, like, maybe when I worked at All Data, that was a great job. I fucked it up, but that was a really great job. It was a high-paying job. So, but yeah, I just, I'm glad that I did this and I don't regret it. So here's to my Streamerversary and to many more in the future. And on that note, I'm going to go make me another cup of coffee. So until I see you guys again, as always, Thank you for being my followers, my fans, my subs, my everything. For all the years. Thank you. And I hope that you guys stay with me on this journey, and it's worth it for everyone. And hopefully I might be able to get other people involved.
Mail truck.
I know. So, until I see you guys again, behave. Have a good day.